But Huck now with the Robo facility and a couple more gateways. Um, and Hallucination, I really like that. Hallucination's so good for Protoss, basically map hacks. So uh, really good. Fly these in to get some information. He's going to fly this one down here. Sees an army on the way, and he's going to check for this third expansion. The other one going around the other expansions. He wants to know how many bases Moon's at. Comes into the main, looks at all the tech. He sees a Hydralisk den going up. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw down a Robo Bay, and I'm actually quite surprised that he hasn't thrown that down yet. He knows what he's dealing against. Zergling, Roach, and now Hydras. Very surprised that he hasn't put down a Robo Bay yet. With this composition, with no Storm or Archons, he really should have some Colossus there. Stalkers alone aren't enough DPS to kill off Roaches and Speedlings and Hydras. And Sentries are really just there for force fields to make the fight better for the Protoss. So he does need more damage right now, and he still doesn't have a Robo Bay. I don't think I agree with that. He's got one Immortal somewhere. There it is. But that's really not going to help him. Now Hydras are in production from Moon with the Spine upgrade, and Moon is taking the gold while Huck trying to establish his third base. Huck trying to gain some map control. I really like what he did there. He walked around with his observer and killed off all these creep tumors that was spreading creep all over the map. Creep, so important for Zerg. Their army is just so much better on creep. It's just a speed upgrade, yes, but it just absolutely helps so much to be in a better position for a better surround, for everything's just better. Getting the concave faster. We do see a Spire coming up for Moon, and shield upgrade from Huck. Another odd choice from Huck. Behold that thought. There's an engagement here. Force fields going down. Very nice force fields, blocking off half of these Roaches and Hydras. But Huck back into the corner, and he doesn't have blink. He can't get out of here. But very, very nice force fields. Just they're everywhere, and units dancing in the back here. And even hallucinating an Immortal, but just so many units by Huck. Those force fields, although they were good, like I was saying, Huck didn't have enough DPS to take down these Roaches, and now Huck losing his entire army. That wasn't even close. Huck put down a lot of good force fields, but again, he had no damage. He had no Storm. He had no Colossus to take out the army that is Moon. Now he's putting down 3 force field, trying to buy himself some time, but there's so many Zerglings, so many Hydras, and so many Roaches, and there's only a few Stalkers and 0 energy sentries by Huck. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this. Warping in more sentries. I don't know if I agree with that, but he did warp in enough to put in 4 force fields to block off again, to stall some more, but this is not looking good for Huck. This army is absolutely too huge for him to handle, and he GG's out of the game. He knows he can't deal with this. And, yeah, I mean, a couple things there by Huck that I didn't really like. He threw down the robotics facility, but at most he made 1 Immortal. There's only a second one coming out right now. He made 1 Observer, so that investment really wasn't that great, and he did not follow it up with the Robo Bay, which is very odd considering his army composition. If you're going to go Stalker Sentry with no blink, you need to have Colossus or something to do damage, and you're not going to use Templar. Templar are just too gas intensive with Sentry together. So the standard for Protoss, usually the army composition, if you're going to deal with what Moon has made, which is Roach, Hydra, Ling, you're going to want Sentry Stalker Colossus or Zealot Immortal Templar is very common, or Stalker Immortal Templar. Basically, you need something that does AoE damage, whether it's Colossus or Storm. There's actually a movement towards now Zealot Archon Templar, also very good. Archon's just massive damage to biological, and of course everything Zurich has is biological. So I don't necessarily agree what Huck did there. He went very sentry heavy and stalker, but he didn't back it up with any Colossus. I believe that's what lost him the game. Um, and the other weird thing was he was upgrading Protoss shields. Now, armor overall is a better upgrade for Protoss because most units, except for the Archon, have more life than they do shields. So the armor upgrade is actually more beneficial and cheaper and faster to upgrade than the shield upgrade. So I don't know why he was upgrading shields there when he was only at +1 attack. So very odd choices. He didn't have Blink, another very important tech if you're going to go any kind of stalkers. And it's only 150, 150, and the research time is fast. It really is wonders against Zerg. So a few mistakes by Huck there. I like the way Moon played. He really put that pressure on the expansion of Huck there. He was able to do a lot of damage, kill off a lot of probes, swapping armies in terms of value with Huck. But Huck actually lost a lot more out of that than Moon because he built so many sentries and lost so many sentries. Sentries are so expensive for Protoss. That gas, Protoss is continually gas starved all the time, constantly. Gas is so important. Sentries are so important. Losing them at that point in the game, not so good for Huck. And when he ran his speedlings by into the main, he stopped mining time for a long time. He was able to kill off a lot of probes and was just overall a huge nuisance. So very well played by Moon. I loved how he played. That pressure attack would have basically won him the game if his hatchery in the third base didn't die to one Zealot there. He would have been so far ahead that he would have been able to take the game much easier. But at the end of the day, he still won. And I love the gold base and just expanding on the attacks. Very well played by Moon, and a few poor decisions by Huck that lost him the game. So anyway, that was Game 3 of the series now. 2-1 for Moon. Moon only has to win one more to be the champion of the Dreamhack Summer 2011 tournament. I can't wait to cast the next game. I will be casting the rest of the series. Please, if you like what you saw, subscribe, rate, comment. And I will be casting the rest of the series. I will be casting even more videos in the future. Subscribe if you like, and I will see you later.